Oh my God. I am never going to financially recover from this.
Okay. The story I want to start with that it's kind of a big deal. It's interesting. This is, let me make sure I get his name right. This is Diamond Card Collector. All right. And so Diamond Card Collector has a lot of big cards. He spent a lot of money. This is a 101 Nebula. Blez tried to put those on the map.
Then he hit the LaMelo, the Ant-Man, and now the Wendy. What's your dance, Jax?
Guess I gotta show him.
And if you're not down with that, then we've just got 2 words for you. Suck it.
Eric Henry Nebula. These are 101 cards. What else does he have? Is that another Nebula? Another Nebula 101, another Nebula 101, all modern. Let's see. I haven't literally looked through the collection that deep. He has this Peyton Manning auto cooled patch, a Brady. This looks like all modern. I don't know how long this is loading. All right, so we don't want to wait. So he came out this week with the story on Instagram, and here it is. I've been reflecting on a hard truth. I've only read this once, and it was a few days back. I've lost about 5 million, but most importantly, I lost my sanity doing in this hobby over the past few years. Lost his sanity in the hobby, lost $5 million in the hobby. When we go watch Jeff, it's not a hobby, it's a sales job. I'm going to save that thought for myself. That includes over 1 million plus to outright theft. Okay, over 1 million to theft. There's another robbery we'll get to here in a minute. I want to give this story justice. I want to lead with this for the first 5 minutes or so. He says he also plus another $3 million through bad deals, misplaced trust, bad timing, poor decision making on my part, impulse buys, fear of missing out, and of course, the so-called experts. I bet you ain't the so-called is that Jeff? Because he ain't an expert, but so-called, yeah, that sounds about right. That doesn't even include God only knows, and sadly, some of that I've been found out that was shill bidding me up. I mean, you have to, if you're spending money like that, yes. Daniel Bry, yes. I mean, that's what I saw. I mean, that's what's happening right now. I've seen these over the last 9 months. It's something weird in my opinion, something weird with the buyback program, something up with mystery packs, or they want to call them repacks. Stupidest thing. They're called mystery packs. They've been called that for 25 years. They're just rebranding it to sound better. And the shilling is real. It's all over the place. Also, my own stupidity ripping a lot of sealed product because, let's be honest, that's straight gambling. Those losses aren't even fully calculated here. A significant amount of the damage came from acting on the words of others, believing narratives, trusting momentum. I haven't read this part, and projecting future prices of cards. I'm very sad you lost money. I'm very happy you came out with this. I didn't read this last bottom part previous. A significant amount of the damage came from acting on the words of others, believing narratives, trusting momentum, and projecting future prices of cards or products, which is also gambling just dressed up differently. They turned our hobby into a show. They turned our hobby into a circus. They turned the hobby into, imagine any other hobby. Imagine any other hobby. The corruption doesn't just come from one corner of the hobby. It came from every level and nearly every facet. Manufacturers, influencers, celebrities, auctions, grading companies, breakers, collectors, dealers, and yes, straight up scammers. But not just the scammers. It came at every level. The manufacturers, the influencers, the bought celebrities, the bought athletes in their contract, the auctions, which we found out in the last few months, just absolutely terrible terms of service. Grading companies, who now some could argue, I don't know if you can see that back there, but you could argue it's maybe a monopoly, could be argued. Collectors, dealers, and yes, straight up scammers. Even collectors working together to get over on the new guy. Yeah, absolutely. That's what inspires. That's what keeps me absolutely absolutely. Or the guy who's doing well. I own my part in it. I stayed in rooms. I shouldn't have. I played along. I even pretended to be nice at times because someone held a card I wanted. The promotion and backing of bad people makes me sick. And there's far too much of that in this hobby. And thank you to the couple. I had a couple people DM me this story, and it's great. I love it. And I don't love that he lost so money. I don't love that he got hooked on the cards. But what I do love is that he came out with it. And this allows other people, and they're still going to, they're still going to be sold a dream and not see this. And we have a new member, Card Ethos. I've seen you around. I love the Homer Simpson. Hey now. Thanks, bro. I think you're member 30. I know it's monthly. Sometimes you lose a few. Sometimes you gain a few. But I think that's now 30. We'll get your name on the bottom. I have to do this January member thing as well. So I'll get that done in the next, either tonight after this, more likely tomorrow. That'll get done. All right. So there's 2 more posts, which I've not read. So this is my first time reading it. That said, I also want to say this clearly to the few genuinely good people I've met, and even those I haven't met yet, but who operate with integrity, I'm sorry. Sorry if I was distracted, guarded, or lumped everyone together. You are rare and you deserve better energy than this environment often allows. Be careful and mindful. But to me, none of this feels right to me anymore. What once brought joy now feels like nothing but stress, resentment, constant games and losses. This no longer makes me happier or better. It's done the opposite. And it's if playing pool is your hobby, if you like to go bowl, or if you like to play pool, it's really hard to convince, and these are even activities. There's some competition here, but it's really hard to convince other people, yeah, man, bowling's the best. You'll love bowling. You got to come bowling. If you're not for bowling, you're not for bowling. They don't sit here and go on social media and show how it's a little pyramid-y. I've given enough. I've lost enough. You just don't, by the way, to finish that point, what has happened here is they've tried to convince people our hobby that we're passionate about, that we've always loved for some weird reason, holding that card. They tried to convince everyone else. And that's just not how, if you're a photographer, you don't just convince. How many buddies are you going to convince? None of my buddies are going to come get me to be I want to go take photos all the time. I want to be a bird watcher. Let's watch birds. But that's what they've tried. They've changed it from a hobby to an industry, the hobby versus the industry. This guy got caught up in all the BS of the industry. And it's real easy to. It's everywhere. A lot of money in that. I've given enough. I've lost enough. After a lot of thought and prayers, for all these reasons, and many not mentioned, including my mental health, I'll be doing a sell-off of a lot of cards and taking a long hiatus from both the hobby and social media. I'll be keeping my favorites to enjoy privately and to pass on, but I'm stepping away from for the time being. If you're interested in something, feel free to contact me with an offer. Otherwise, anything for sale will be listed within the next 90 days. Thank you for your support. P.S. I will continue to have my attorneys fight until Bruce Feldman is brought to justice. All right. I know I got to drink water. God forbid a commenter doesn't like me drinking water. It makes a weird noise in the mic. You guys in the chat are cool. It's going to be someone, just some troll. But this was big. I mean, he said he lost over $5 million, $1 million to theft, which we talk about all the time on the channel. One of the only channels showing you all the robberies or talking about all the robberies. It's more than weekly, it seems. There was 8 in the span of 11 days in January. There was another one late the month or early this month. There's another one I'm going to show you right now. The guy just, it's crazy. The bottom paragraph here really stood out to me. Was this the second? Yeah, this is it. Where was it? Gambling products. No, I own my part. Anyways, where he said all that stuff about the influencers. Where was that? That doesn't even include God only knows. Let's be honest. The straight gambling, those losses aren't even fully calculated here. A significant amount of the damage came from acting on the words of others, believing narratives, trusting momentum, and projecting future prices. I didn't write this. I didn't spend $5 million. I've just been trying to tell you. This isn't me. This isn't me creating a narrative. This isn't me putting on a tinfoil hat. This dude's in the hobby, and this is what happened. Or he got played by the industry. So, I feel bad for the guy. I'm very thankful he came out with that story. This is some of his collection here. He has over 6,500 followers on Instagram. A lot of these, and he likes the Nebula, the investors, the Blezes of the world, the industry. So those Nebulas. And again, nobody says this. It waters down everything. Randy Moss's rookie card is supposed to be the year and supposed to be the card. Even if maybe you put money in the best Randy Moss rookie card, then they keep producing every year. Just won't be 2024, 2023, 2025, 2026. It's not just, this is a Panini product, but it's also Fanatics, and they're doing the same thing, and it waters down. Now there's all these gold cards of Curry or this new Ohtani stuff. It waters down what you thought was good or what you thought was the best, because they got to keep topping themselves every year to make it flashy and beautiful and sell. And maybe we're seeing a little bit of cracks here. 2025 was the weird year of an odd boom in prices. It was kind of funky after 3 years of kind of stagnation. And here, that's the right word, I think so. And here, maybe early 2026, we're seeing the hobby versus the industry, and we're starting to see some cracks early in 2026. So, yesterday, Pac-Man, yes, a crack in the hole. Trust me, that was the first time someone recorded it and put it on Reddit. Do you really think that's the first time he's ever acted that way? I would guess no. Monday, February 23rd, 5 p.m. West Coast time.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.